Welcome, everybody, to the best betting show ever. It's Tuesday. This is one of our best days to watch the show. We have room. We are going to find lots of actionable betting information. We're going to make money for you guys. We're going to cover all the baseball that's going on, all the hockey that's going on. We're going to look at some college football. We're going to look at some NFL. Stay with us all the way to the end. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. I'm Lawrence Pressman. Art DiCesare and Joe Raineri are with me. And Joe, I know everybody has a narrative. So you were on the under in the Washington-Chicago game last night. I was on the over. I suppose without question, you were right.
Let me look at the account. Yeah, I was right, Prez, because it actually paid out into my. That's usually how it works, Art, doesn't it? Like when you get there you go. So I was right.
Lucky, you were. I was dead wrong, and I had no bad luck.
Lucky?
None.
What?
None.
Lucky?
Zero.
What is this, your first day? Like, are you serious? You know how many unlucky that we end up getting as well? As long as they even out at the end of the year, we're good to go here, Prez.
I'm with you there, bro. I won that Philadelphia game with that blocked punt return.
Correct.
So, oh, yeah, brother. But last night was one of those hellish nights for me. I'm just going to start by telling I went 0-5. I had the Toronto Maple Leafs in regulation. They outshot Detroit 30 extra shots. They couldn't get it done. Goaltender stood on his head. I had the under in the Florida Panthers game. It was 2-1 with 6 minutes to go in the game. And then I had the over in the Chicago-Washington game. And there were about 70 points left on the table. So that was my night. But it all cascaded, and it's over and done with, and we're going to find some betting information now. Art, I mean, you see this all the time with some of your savvy bettors. I would say I probably have 5 horrific days like that a year. You see it all the time.
I see it every day, and just speaking about that total, 49 was like the worst number for us. Because we took under money. No, seriously. Yep. We took under money at 50 and 49. We even got to as low as 48.5. Yeah. So we took some over money there, closed at 49. And then anyone who even bet 49, obviously they're getting their money back on a refund. 49, the worst number possible for us on a total. Doesn't happen a lot for totals. Sometimes you can get jammed up on a side, but that's the way it fell. The game was good for us. Chicago winning outright, Buffalo losing outright, all those type of things were good, but not a good result on that total.
Guys, in our Fade or Not Fade section, we're going to look at last place teams in the AFC. Tomorrow we'll do the NFC. But Art, I do want to ask you about this Buffalo team, and Joe, your thoughts really quickly on Buffalo. I know, Art, Joe, you were not a fan of Atlanta coming into this game last night, especially their coach as a favorite. What do we make of Buffalo not showing up and really having 2 bad games in a row?
Two bad games in a row, no doubt. I think everything falls on the defense. The defense does not look great, and I know they've had injuries and they got some guys back, but that needs a lot of work. I think Buffalo will be fine moving forward, but the NFL is just that way. You know, Atlanta can go out and lose, 30-0 to Carolina and then pretty much dominate Buffalo at home. That's the NFL for you.
Yeah. Joe,
by the way,
point out bad
it wasn't Atlanta. It was 2 guys that beat them yesterday. 2 guys at all. It was Drake London and Robinson. That was it. They both combined for over 300 yards of total outs. Had one of those guys pulled a hamstring or something. I don't know where the offense was coming from for Atlanta. But Buffalo's problem continues to be what it's been for the last couple of years, is they have absolutely nobody threatening to stretch the field. Coleman is a waste. I mean, there's only so many passes you can throw to the guy coming out of the slot in Shakir. They have nobody, and now guys are stuck in the box because they know they're going to try to run because they can't do anything else. They need a deep threat. They need A.J. Brown. They need a change of scenery.
And trust
maybe
me,
bring
AJ
'em-
Brown wants out of Philadelphia. That's for damn
exactly.
sure.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Imagine being a wide receiver. You have like 10 years in your life. You never get it back. You can never be young again. You get drafted by a team who doesn't throw the ball. Anyway,
Crazy.
Art, NFL, let's start there. Then we'll go to college football. Where is the money? Colts and Chargers, Packers and Cardinals, Panthers and Jets. Fill us in.
Colts Chargers, very interesting game. Obviously, both teams have come off a win. Colts continue to roll. Chargers back in the fold with a good win on the road, even against a bad team. This was a look-ahead line as high as 5.5. Chargers are now a 1.5-point home favorite in this game. Colts, I think, are going to see a lot of money in teasers. They're going to get them up over 7 with a 6-point teaser to get them 7.5. I think, though, this will see good two-way action. I could see two-way action on the side, and I think the public will be betting the over. We haven't gotten there yet. There's been no move so far on the total for us, but I think this is going to be an over game that the public attacks. Green Bay at Arizona. Green Bay a 6.5-point favorite. I think eventually we'll hit 7 on this. Obviously, Green Bay is going to be popular in moneyline parlays and all the teasers. We will need Arizona desperately in the game. I don't think there's any question about that. And then, a real poop factor type of game, but it is an NFL game, and people are going to bet this game. Jets in a look-ahead line were 1.5-point favorites. We reopened Carolina -1. It's already been bet up to Carolina -2. So very interesting to see the line movement on that type of game.
Yeah, I would rather gouge my eyes out than watch that game. How about the college football, though? Some interesting games and already some interesting line movement early on in this week.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Georgia Tech and Duke is a very fascinating game. Obviously, Georgia Tech still trying to make their playoff push. And Duke, as I've mentioned, basically since we started the show, has been kind of a darling for the wise and sharp type of guys. They've been on Duke early this year. We opened Duke as a 3-point home favorite, but we saw Georgia Tech money at 3 and 2.5. We're now Duke -1.5. We have yet to see the Duke buyback. I think they'll even come in and lay the money line with Duke -120. Haven't seen it yet, but I'd be shocked if we don't see it. Let me just say that. SMU took money. They are at Clemson. Clemson, we opened -10, but we saw SMU take money at 10 and 9.5. And then there was some Clemson money this morning at 9. So moved us back to 9.5 on that game. Over money on that game at 54.5. Expected to be a lot of points in that game. So they're going to continue to bet that game over. I think even the public will bet that game over. And then Northwestern, after their big win, they were 4-point opening home favorites against Purdue. Purdue saw money at 4 and 3.5. Got us to 3 on that game. There was a little bit of a nibble back on Northwestern at -3, but the initial sharp money was on Purdue over the field goal and also under money at 48.5 on that game.
Yeah, one of those sharp guys that loved Duke was the Prez. I will give him credit. I won't give him credit very often here on the show, but that was one of his favorite, ahead of the season plays there was Duke. Are you seeing any overreaction to Indiana beating Oregon? Are you expecting a whole lot of public money, maybe recency bias to come rolling in here, Art?
It's a great question, Joe. And I think what you'll see with the Indiana stuff is, I'm not saying they won't bet them moving forward. They probably will. But this always happens after a big win in both the NFL and especially college. You see them Sunday and Monday bet to win the national championship. So they're now saying, oh, wait, look at Indiana. Maybe we need to get a ticket on them. Now, they've completely missed the number, but it doesn't stop people from wanting to jump in and say, I'm holding in Indiana to win a national championship ticket, despite, like I said, the number being long gone.
Yeah, baby. Parlay of the day. I was fascinated with that conversation, Art.
Yes, noticed.
Yes, especially that we had to tape it twice.
Yes.
Because we forgot to tape it the first damn time.
Okay.
That's okay, Joe. It happens, dude. It happens. You're a good man.
I want
Parlay
to
of the
change
day.
my play anyway, so go ahead. So we're good.
Parlay of the day. I'm going with the same one I gave out the first time we didn't tape it. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks, minus 140 on the money line.
Oof. That's disgusting.
And they're still the Mighty Ducks to me.
I don't know. Yeah. Art, what are you going with?
I'm going with the Oilers as a short road favorite against the Rangers. They have problems scoring. I think the Oilers will win in Madison Square Garden tonight.
All right. Well, since the Prez and his Toronto Blue Jays shit the bed on us yesterday, I need the Dodgers to at least go 7 games in this series. I need the Brewers to win here tonight. I think they'll get it done with good old Freddie P on the mound. So it'll be Brewers for me here tonight, Prez.
I get it, dude. I'm with you. I got to tell you, though, had we have taped the first parlay of the day, Art would have had a 10-cent better line than he currently has. Lots of money coming in on the Oilers right now, Art DiCesare. So nice find. Art, what's going on over at the Westgate?
Listen, man, we're rocking and rolling now. NHL going on, obviously the playoffs, both football. We got NBA next week, so a lot happening over at the Westgate. Just come down, check us out.
Art DiCesare, everyone. Art, thanks for doing this, brother. We'll see you tomorrow on the best betting show ever, Art DiCesare, Joe. Okay, we got 4 more segments to go, 2 minutes each segment. Joe and I will give out a college football, a best bet, an NFL best bet. I'll go down every NHL game on the board. Joe, yesterday, I think if you faded my NHL every game on the board, I think you might have been perfect.
Well, now you're really throwing a wrench into it, because what do you do now? Do you back it? Do you fade it? You're going to have to wait and see there. It's only one day, though. I mean, it's a long season,
bro. Yeah.
Long season.
We only have 6 more months of this, right?
Ridiculous.
Longer than 6.
Yeah.
November to 8 more months of 7.5 months. No, half of October. 8 months of NHL betting still ahead of us. That's for sure. Okay, before we get into the rest of the show, let's talk some business. Joe Raineri, it's $5 Tuesday. What do you got going?
Actually, I have 2 $5 plays for folks, Prez. One in Major League Baseball for the game tonight between the Brewers and the Dodgers. And we got one in college football that is going to be an absolute blowout this week. So both of those are available up at WagerTalk.com, Prez.
I also have 2 up this week for $5 Tuesday. I've got an NHL play up tonight, and I have a 4% in college football. And my 4% plays are incredible, Joe. 7-3 run in college football in 4% plays. And I'm 64% in these plays since the start of 2025. So, yeah, they're all only $5. Okay, brother, let's cue the clock. Let's get to some college football. I'll go first. Okay, so where are we going here? We're going with UConn plus 1.5 against Boston College. Here's a perfect example of 2 teams heading in the complete opposite direction. And the market, it's just starting to wake up. I'm talking about Boston College versus UConn. Yes, sir. Let's start with BC, and let's be blunt. This team is fundamentally broken. The numbers are damning. On average, their offense scores 8 points less than their opponents usually give up. And their defense, it allows 9 more points than their opponents usually score. This is a horrible matrix. On the other side, you've got a 4-2 UConn team that is solid, well-coached, and consistently performs. In other words, we can count on them. They hold a statistical advantage in almost every important category in this game. My numbers have UConn minus 7.5. We get them plus 1.5. That's like 9 off. Take the Huskies. Take them to win this game and throw a little bit on the money line for me, Joe.
Ooh, love it. All right, Prez. I am going to go with a game coming up in a couple of days here, because the market is telling you exactly what they think of this team. And that team is Minnesota and the Golden Gophers, as they were a 5.5, maybe a 6-point underdog to Matt Rule in Nebraska. They are now a 9-point underdog at home to Matt Rule in Nebraska. That tells you just about exactly what the market thinks of Minnesota, and I agree with them. I think PJ Fleck and company are on their way out. I think it's time maybe for a little bit of change there in Minnesota. In the meantime, 5-1 Nebraska, although not without its faults, much better, heads and tails above anything that Minnesota is going to bring to the table. So I know it's at 9, Prez, but my number made it double digits anyway, so I'm good with backing Nebraska to get it done against Minnesota.
There we go. Let's keep it moving. NFL best bets. And I told you at the beginning of the show that I think the New York Jets are the play this week, and that's where I'm going to go. They're playing a Carolina team that, playing the best bowl they have played in a long while. They just beat Dallas and Miami. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Coincidentally, all 3 of those were at home. And yes, Carolina has won a road game in the last decade. I did notice that they won a game 44-38 against Atlanta on January 5th. So you might want to mark that up because that was their last road win. This is not a road traveling team. And the bottom line here is the New York Jets, horrible, can't get out of their own way, find ways to lose constantly. They could have beat Denver. They could have beat Miami. They could have beat Tampa Bay. They could have beat Pittsburgh. Now, I know they didn't, but this is a team that could be 4-2 if the bounces went the right way and if, they weren't the New York Jets. Joe, I think this is the game they win, and I think they win them outright. Take the Jets on the money line, and I lean on the over.
Ooh, that is gross, and I like it there, Prez, but I've lost far too much heart, soul, and money on those Jets. Let's keep it simple here. I do not trust the Pittsburgh Steelers at 4-1. I think it's totally deceiving. And the fact that Cincinnati was able to keep it as close as they were against Green Bay with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Listen, it has been a history situation here with Tomlin and the Steelers, right? When they play the really tough teams, Pittsburgh shows up. When they play the crap teams, they can't cover a nosebleed here. It's time and time again. It's the biggest knock on Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Something tells me this game is going to be separated by nothing more than a field goal, Prez.
Well, there you go, Joe. I agree with you on that. And, I never cheer for an Aaron Rodgers team anyway. Joe, let's keep going. NHL rundown, every game of the board. We got a bunch, 8 tonight. New York Rangers hosting the Edmonton Oilers. A lot of money coming in on Edmonton here. I like the over in this game, Joe. I'm looking to bet Edmonton games over with their horrible goaltending and their incredible power play, and I think the Rangers can keep up. I think both these teams can get us to 3, take the over. Washington playing Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay in this spot, Joe. Washington, 2 wins in a row. Tampa Bay, this is going to be one of the best teams in hockey. Sneaky good Stanley Cup contender. I think they get it done tonight. It's a pick 'em, take Tampa Bay. Nashville playing Toronto. An unbelievable amount of money has been bet on Nashville. Toronto was minus 210 last night. They are now minus 174 at one book. I think the Leafs get it done tonight. I would take them in regulation. Seattle playing Montreal. I don't want to play the home opener in Montreal for Montreal. I'd rather play it with Seattle. I actually think Seattle wins this game, plus 135 dog. Vegas playing Calgary. I like the under in this game. I like the under in all Calgary games. Minnesota playing Dallas. Minus 200. I would take a flyer on Minnesota. I know they're in a back-to-back situation coming off of a nice win yesterday, but Dallas just played Colorado and Winnipeg. This is not a good spot for Dallas. Take the dog in Minnesota. Carolina playing San Jose. San Jose has not been behind all year. Might as well keep riding that. They're plus 280. Will take the dog. And Pittsburgh playing Anaheim. I love the Ducks here. This is my second favorite play on the entire board. Joe Raineri, we got our mailbag segment of the show, and one of our listeners writes, is Joe on Percocets? So let's address that right off the bat. Go ahead.
What? Percocets? Interesting.
I don't know, man.
I don't. Yeah.
That's what he chose.
Has he actually ever tried a Percocet? Just curious. Not sure that I would associate my demeanor with Percocet, but okay. I mean, to each their own.
So we know that I love my drugs. I don't even. What is Percocet? What does it do?
It's a painkiller. Right? No, it's a painkiller. And it would. You're right, though. I mean, I could see me being wedged.
Work with me, Joe.
Right, that's what I mean. Being stuck between you and Brian Power did have Percocet written all over it yesterday, but the answer is no, definitely not. Not on the Percocet.
Joe, another listener, Merlin, asks if you want to know how amazing the Prez is. Just ask him. So please, Joe, go ahead.
Prez, how amazing is the Prez?
The most amazing person you'll ever find out in your life. I mean, he is kind, sweet, loving, a great father, an incredible husband, a better friend, and just a sports betting god. Thank you for asking that question, Joe.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got mad at Brian Power yesterday because he mentioned a gentleman, Zacchaeus. That is on the wrong team. Everybody needs to relax a little. We're professional bettors, not fantasy sport players.
But he was playing in the game, so it's not like he gave out a prop with the guy. No, he's not on that team anymore. He's not playing. Like, he was in the game. So, case in point.
Joe, was a horrible day yesterday, dude. I mean, can you believe I go to the Leafs, they lose. I go to the Blue Jays, they lose. I come home and watch Florida Panthers go over. Then I watch the Washington game stay under. Well, I'm glad yesterday is over and done with. Tomorrow, another show. Me, Art, and Joe Raineri. Thursday and Friday, Brian Power will be hosting this. Stay with us all the way through. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And please comment in the comment section. Joe, you pick the word of the day.
The word of the day is fade, Prez. It's fade.
Yeah. There you go. So we're going to see a whole lot of people write fade Prez in the comment section. Well done, Joe.
You're welcome.
Later, everyone. Lots of love, and let's all win together.